अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ
Thank you, everyone. Just a quick introduction before starting the session. Vinayak ji has been a very esteemed speaker and expert advisor on our UK-India research initiative. He is leading religion and spirituality research and academic work with our group for a while until he started introducing Vedic astrology onto the Arogyam group. So last year he started with Bhakti Yoga and again introducing the concept of Vedic astrology as a path to spirituality. So again, what we do on other platforms of Arogyam with spirituality, meditation, a life journey, self-discovery, all together, he uses Vedic astrology and cosmos as a tool, which I do usually as mind. So I am diehard fan of his approach. So this is where I believe that it's a very insightful session when he takes it, how the cosmos, how the universe, and that little universe inside us is truly a representation of a universe outside. So the planet and representation of the planet within our body and mind, what represent what really inside us, so that help us to understand how this movement is also transforming within. So keep your mind open, because this is not really astrology prediction or any remedies. This is truly understanding the self, journey of self-discovery in relation to the universe outside and inside. So again, I'm very pleased as he is right now here in our collaboration with Oxford University and other academics in the UK. He's visiting faculty with Arogyam and on UK end as well. So it's a pleasure to have him from our end. And again, listening to him, what we missed on 23rd of March during his session. So thank you very much. Thank you, Vinayak ji. Let me know when you want me to share your screen. I will do that, all the background work. Thank you. All yours. Thank you.
When when we always hear about astrologer, first thing comes in our mind is that, wow, astrologer, it gives us something miracle in our life, and that miracle will change our anything in our life. But astrology, Vedic astrology is not about that. Vedic astrology is about your inner world. It's not about your outer world. In Vedic astrology, there is no remedies, because whatever you are suffering in your life, it's because of your consequences of your deeds, that you have to suffer them. But remedies are there, little bit mantras, they are remedies. Sanskrit mantras, they are remedies. Vedic text, they are remedies. Not about something like totkas and anything, because totkas is not belongs to astrology, Vedic astrology. It belongs to Lal Kitab, which is different from Vedic astrology, which is not a part of Vedic astrology, which is different from Vedic astrology. So first thing is that Vedic astrology is not about your outer world, it's about your inner world. First thing, we always we have to always uh, mm, we have to always mm, first, I have some golden rules which I have make for everyone, because of with the help of that they can understand about Vedic astrology in short form. My first golden rule is that don't believe in astrology. Only you should know astrology. If you believe in astrology, then after every hour, you should think, uh, after every hour, you think, what should I do? Which planet dasha is going on? Which planet time is going on? According to that, what should I do? And one day you become like psycho. And one day after every 5 minutes, you always consider about which planet dasha is going on, which planet time is going on. It's not Vedic astrology is not about that. This which planet time is going on. It's about your inner world. So my first rule is that don't believe in astrology. Only you should know astrology. And my second rule is that where astrology ends, where spirituality begins. If if someone, if some astrologer uh, told you that your horoscope is bad, then you think that my horoscope is bad, my life is bad. What can I do? But you always remember that there is always one way for you, which is always open for you: spirituality. When you goes in spirituality, where astrology and there, where you have, where you make your own destiny with the help of Vedic text, with the help of your inner power. So second rule is my that where astrology ends, where spirituality begins. My third golden rule is that what we think of as a curse, it can be a blessing. And what we think of as a blessing, it can be a curse. If someone told you that in your horoscope there is curse, but that curse also become your blessings. And someone told you that in your horoscope there is a blessing, that blessing also become one day your curse. If you don't believe in that, believe on that blessing, it become curse. So my third rule is that. And my fourth rule is that the planet which is giving you something is also taking something from you. And the planet which is taking you something is also giving you something. If planet giving you something bad, then it also give you something good. And if he he if he if it is giving you good, it also giving you bad. It's my fourth rule. And my fifth rule is that if you want to know astrology, then you should know it by connecting it with Vedic text. Because there is many questions, their answers are not found in astrology. Their answers are found in our Vedic text. When we connect that question with Vedic text, then we will find our answers. So they are my five golden rules, which clearly explain the entire Vedic astrology. But let's understand on the basis of astrology our inner world. So, and ma'am, can you share a picture? My drawing is bad, so yeah. As you can see in this picture, this is our solar system, and you assume that this solar system is inside our body. It's not outside. So, sun in astrology, sun represents soul, your atma, and we assume that earth is our body, and moon in astrology, moon represent our man.
Mhm.
We, as you can see that moon Moon revolves around our earth. Okay. When moon revolves around in that area, in that uh, when moon revolves around our earth, it interact with two sensitive points, which is lies always 180-degree to each other. One is Rahu, that as you can see in this picture, and second one is Ketu. These two sensitive points always invisible. They are not visible. They are mathematical points. So when your moon, and your body, in your body, when your man and Rahu represent in astrology desire, and Ketu represent in astrology renunciation, satisfaction. Your body wants soul, means self-realization. Everyone in this world, every person wants his body, his man wants self-realization. It's the goal of our life, self-realization. So this man, this man is, this man has, mm, this man is your friend or your enemy. Either it's your friend, either it's your enemy. Um, I'm su- hmm. This man is either your friend, either is your enemy. When this man attached with your desires, which which are uncontrolled desires, materialistic world desire, then this man is your enemy. And when this moon attached with your satisfaction, with your renunciation, then this man takes you to the journey of self-realization. And you see that in astrology, this Rahu and Ketu always in 180-degree. There's logic behind this. 180-degree. Why Rahu and Ketu are 180-degree? Because desire and renunciation always 180-degree. They are both opposite to each other. When there is desire in your man, there is no renunciation. When there is renunciation in your man, when there is no desires. So they both never come come together. This is a rule of astrology, Vedic astrology. Rahu and Ketu, desire and renunciation, always opposite to each other. Okay, man is alone and body is alone. Body wants, earth wants some power. Because when a warrior enters in a battlefield, he needs some qualities. He needs some friends. And this solar system is your inner body. And this solar system is your inner battlefield. Every person's battlefield. And you see that there's Mercury and Venus. Mercury and Venus both are between your soul, sun, though these two planets. So there is three barriers between your self-realization. One is Rahu, your desire, which is uncontrolled, materialistic world desire. Second is Venus, which is materialistic pleasures, materialistic world pleasures. And third is Mercury, which is logical mind. In devotion, when you use your logical mind, it takes away you from self-realization, because devotion is about emotions, pure emotions, and in emotion there is no logical mind. Because for example, love of mother and son, there is no logical mind between them. They're emotions, they're pure emotions, just like that. So this man and this body wants self-realization. But there's three barriers: Rahu, Venus, and Mercury. Logical mind, and your materialistic pleasure, and your desires. And this earth is alone. He wants some friends. The first friend is Mars, first power. Warrior needs, what needs warrior? First thing, courage. In astrology, Mars represent courage. After it, second planet, Jupiter. In astrology, Jupiter represent intellect. There's difference between mind and intellect. Warrior, warrior needs courage. After that, he needs intellect. And when courage and intellect both he needs. After that, he needs action. Because courage and intellect makes action, right action in right direction. When three when three planets get together with Earth, mm, these three planets, action, intellect, and courage, both three are help your body. That your body will win your inner battlefield. And this Ketu, because when one attached with Ketu, with renunciation, when you one day you automatically reach your goal, self-realization of soul. So these three planets with your body, with your man, they fight with these three planets, with your logical mind, with your materialistic world pleasures, and with your desires. And when these three fight with them, one day you will reach your goal, self-realization. So this is Vedic astrology. Ma'am, next. mm, let's understand Vedic astrology on the basis of psychology. When person goes into the depression, first thing, his logical mind, you can say, as you can see your left side, that is devil, mm, mind, man, emotional mind, willpower, action, your materialistic pleasure, your famous name. Okay. First thing, when person goes into the depression, first first thing is mind, logical mind is fail. Its logics are fail. After that, its emotional mind. After that is emotional mind failed. And after that, when both are failed, then is willpower, ichha shakti is also fail. And when these three fail, at that moment, that person is not able to take any action, any decision. His decision is fail. This 4 points fail. And when his action is fail, then that person is not able to take any materialistic pleasure of this world, because there is no action, there is no pleasure. Then after marriage, action fail and he is not able to take any pleasure from materialistic world, then his name is not famous. He is not able to famous his name in society. Always his name is go down. So these are the psychological points on the basis of Vedic astrology. I can explain you. This is just one verses of Bhagavad Gita, verses number 2.2, chapter 2, point verses number 2. Hmm. This is Kutastuva Kashmilam Idam Vishme Samu Upastitam Anare Justam Asargam Akirtikaram Arjun. In this verses, Lord Krishna says to Arjun, this is first verses when Lord Krishna says to Arjun something. Kutastuva. Kutastuva means why? Lord Krishna asks Arjun, why? Why your man? Why your mind goes into depression? Because of this, your action is because of this, your action is not possible. Because of this, when your action, your mind is not able, your mind is not able, which because of this, your willpower is also fail. And after willpower fail, Asargyam, then you will not get any heaven. Heaven means pleasure. And when you will not get any pleasure, after it, your name is down. You are not able to rise your name in society. So in this verses, Lord Krishna says about depression, about the situation of Arjun, and he asks him, why? Why are you doing such thing, which is not rise your name, which is not gives you heaven? Why you why are you doing this thing? If this is normal uh, meaning of this shlok, but if we understand on the basis of Vedic astrology, we understand that. Kutastuva, Lord Krishna asks, why? When someone asks question with anybody, and answer when someone give answer, so he always uses logical mind. We use logic when we give answer to anybody. So logical mind is represented by Mercury. So first planet come Mercury. Then after it Kashmalam idam. Kashmalam idam means man, moho, attachment. So Lord Krishna says ki why you doing this thing with your logical mind is fail. After it your logical mind is fail, your man is also fail. Man represented by moon in Vedic astrology. After this Vishme Samo Upastitam Anare Justam. After it your willpower is lost, and your willpower is lost, your action is lost, and your action is lost, your willpower is lost. After that uh, you are not able to take any pleasure in this world, and pleasure represented by Venus, willpower is represented by Mars, and action is represented by Saturn. And finally your name is not rise in society, and name represented by sun. In this verses there six planets are come. So on the basis of Vedic astrology you can understand that the Vedic astrology is about our inner world, about our psychology. This verses clearly explained our psychology, steps of psychology, that as I explained you in this table, mind, man, emotional mind. First of all, one lost, then your emotional mind lost, then your willpower, then your action, then your material pleasure, then your name. Both are this come. Name next picture. Hmm. As you can see this picture, this is our horoscope in Vedic astrology, and there is 12 tables in it. You see it clearly. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And your right side there is table. First first house. We call them house. These boxes we call them house. First house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, seventh house, eighth house, ninth house, 10th house, 11th house, and 12th house. Okay. First house is governed by planet Mars. Second house is governed by planet Venus. Third house is governed by planet Mercury. Fourth house is governed by planet Moon. Fifth house governed by planet Sun. Sixth house again governed by planet Mercury. Seventh house again governed by planet Venus. Eighth house again governed by planet Mars. Ninth house governed by Jupiter. And 10th and 11th, both houses governed by Saturn. And 12th final house, which governed by Jupiter. Do you find anything in this table illogical? When you see it clearly, something is illogical in this table. something.
I think
ऐसे
the
mind.
consequence 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we go across 10, and then we come back and forth. Is that what it is?
Hmm. It is illogical is that every planet govern their number, which is not in continuous form. Only one planet number is continuous form. Saturn 10 and 11,
Ah. Mhm.
and all the planets, as you can see, Mars 1, then after it it's 8 number, 1 and 8. Venus 2, then after it is 7 number, 2 or 7. Mercury 3, then after
Ah.
it is 6 number, 3 and 6. But and Jupiter 9 and 12. But Saturn is the only planet which govern 10 and 11, both houses, continuously. There's a logic behind this. Our Rishi Munis are scientists. Everything in our Veda Shastra, they're behind logics. So I can explain this logic in this table. So, okay. As you can see, first house in this horoscope, in this kundli, in first house, person is born. This whole Kundali 12 houses are our cycle of life about death and after death. I divide this table in two parts. First to 8 is manifest part. 8 to 12 is unmanifest part. Person is born in house number 1 and person has died in house number 8. If person is born in house number 1 and he died in house number 8, then why are Rishi Munis also at four boxes 9 to 11, 12? There is logic because when we die, our journey is not end. Our soul journey starts from there. Person born in first house and he uh, died in eighth house. After that, soul takes your dates in ninth house, then 10th house, and 11th house, then 12th house. And after you take reborn again in first house. This is cycle. So, okay, let's understand how Vedic astrology, how can tell you that about how person die. Okay. In fifth house is house of soul, your soul. As you can see, fifth house, sun, is house of your soul. When person is about to die, at that moment, Vedic astrology says first, uh, first, first gives gives your body signal to your soul. First signal goes to your soul in your body that you are about to die. After that, sixth house, your soul reach sixth house. When you gives signal about that, then your sixth house is activated. And in sixth house, Mercury, which represent logical mind, which represent our mind, it's in higher power. In this house, Mercury always in higher power. When person is about to die and his soul gives signal, after that, its mind is fully activated at that moment. And his mind shows him his whole life journey, shows him his whole life journey, whole his dates, good and bad, in sixth house. Because here Mercury is in high power. Your mind is fully activate. After that, your soul goes to seventh house with your mind. Your mind is activate and it shows you everything in your life which you did in your life. Everything from starting to end. Then after it, your soul goes to 7. In 7th house, soul, sun. Sun represent our soul in Vedic astrology. Sun is always in lower power. Because why sun is in this lower power? Because in this house, it's a time for sun, soul removes from your body. It soul leaves your body at 7 house. And in 7 house, sun is in lower power, but Saturn is in this house in high power. Why Saturn is in high power in this house? Because when you about to die, your soul comes in 7th house. Saturn is a planet in astrology which analyze your karmas, which analyze your dates. He always record your dates. Saturn always records dates. So when your soul about to leaves your body, at that moment Saturn is record your every deed of your life in that house that you did in your life. It's good or bad. He records all these things because he is in higher power in this house. Then your soul goes to 8th house. In this 8th house, moon, which represent our man, our emotions. In this 8th house, moon goes in lower power. It means your man goes in lower powers. In 7th house, your soul is leaves your body, but your man is not leaves your body. Our Vedic Shastra says that after soul, your man leaves your body. In this 8th house, person is died, and your man is also leaves your body properly. And in 8th house, person is properly die. His soul is also leaves his body, and his man is also leaves his body. After that, in 9th house, soul and man goes in 9th house both together. 9th house is Jupiter, governed by Jupiter planet. So in 9th house, when soul and man is goes, there is he there's some analysis of some karmas, come deeds which you did in your last life. When Jupiter analyzes your karmas, your deeds, after that Jupiter gives your soul to 10th house. Your soul goes to 10th house, which is governed by Saturn, and 11 is governed by Saturn. Ab, there is logic behind it. Why Saturn gives 10 and 11 continuously. In 10, your dates with your soul comes in 10th house. Saturn analyzes your whole the dates in this house of your last birth. Listen my point, last birth. And in 11th house, your dates of your previous births, which you did in your previous births, which is which is uncountable births. You don't know how many births you had taken. So in 11th house, it's your previous life birth dates, and your in 10th house, it's your last life birth dates. So Saturn is a planet of karmas, which analyze your whole the dates of your life. So in 10th house, your last birth karmas, your dates, and 11th house, your previous births dates. Then Saturn gives yours, then your soul goes to 11th house, and then in this house, your last karm, your last dates and your previous dates mixed together. Your whole comes in this 11th house, your whole dates mixed together. Whatever you did in your every birth, whatever you did in your every birth, this whole mix in your 11th house. Your last karm, your last birth karmas, and your previous birth karmas. Then after it, 11th house, both your every uh, your every mm, your every karmas are there, births karmas are mixed in 11th house, then your soul goes to 12th house. This is governed by Jupiter. In this house, Jupiter balance your karmas, your good and bad. If your balance is zero, your good karmas and bad karmas are equal, then Jupiter gives you moksha from that house. Then you are liberal from that house. If there is any karma remain, bad or good, both. If your bad karmas remain, if either your good karmas remain, then Jupiter gives you birth in first house. You have to suffer your karma's consequences. Either it's bad or either is good. So this is whole journey of life according to Vedic astrology. This is a cycle which is going on in according to Vedic astrology. So this is short information about Vedic astrology. So if you want to ask anything, please.
Good evening, Vinayak Jibai. It was very interesting because you're doing it from spiritual and can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Very interesting spiritual point of view. Um, my question is, how many previous births does is it Jupiter or Saturn who considers the karmas? How many previous? Is there a time limit for that, or lives? Or is it 5,000 lives or 10,000 lives, or is it just few hundred years
No, ma'am,
lives?
there is no time limit for it.
There's no time limit.
Our
Okay.
Vedic text says there is no time limit.
So
You take birth again and again according to Vedic text.
so it does numerous births. It considers
Numerous birth. And when your balance is zero, you're good and bad,
yeah, then it's moksha.
then it mocks moksha.
Moksha, yeah. Thank you. No, it's very illuminating, very interesting. Thank you for explaining.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Hello, Vinayak. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Mentioned in the 12th house, which is Jupiter, right?
Hmm.
You said that if the balance is zero or
Hmm.
equal,
Hmm.
then you get moksha
Hmm.
status.
Hmm.
Is that only for the very few? Because, it's difficult, isn't it, to get to that state? Is it
Hmm.
only very few people, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Very few people.
So it's a very difficult goal to reach, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am, you are right. It's very difficult, but it's not impossible. Our Vedic text, our Shastra says it's not impossible because impossible says when you divide impossible, I am possible. So everything is possible, I mean, life. Our Vedic text says. So you always think that everything is possible.
True. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Vinayak, thank you for this. Could you just show up slide number 2 again?
Yes, ma'am. Neha, ma'am, can you share slide number 2? No.
उस तो
Slide.
पहले
Yeah,
हाँ
yes, yes.
logic man main. Okay, my question
Hmm.
is that it all, and go back to slide number 1, slide 1.
Which one, ma'am? Slide number. Ma'am, can you share slide number 1?
Just so that I've got it right in my head.
All the planets, circles.
Yeah. उस तो ऊपर.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Yes, yes.
Or rather, my question is now that it all revolves around this man, body, Ketu, Rahu,
Yes.
that proportionality. Okay. So you said Rahu and Ketu are at 180 degrees.
Always, ma'am. Ma'am, they are always in 180 degree. They are opposite to each other.
opposite to each other. Okay, so
This is the
in
rule of Vedic astrology.
perfect balance. Okay,
Perfect
so
balance, ma'am.
perfect balance. So
Hmm.
how do you get Rahu and Ketu um, in that perfect balance? How is Man in that and Rahu Ketu in perfect balance? Because um, you also have your drawbacks of your
Hmm.
previous life, your karmas. So
Hmm.
something is heavy, you've got to reap that. But at the same time, as you're reaping it, your man becomes heavy. So how do you keep that proportionality of Rahu and Ketu ke jo bhi hai? You know, you can fire your arrow, whatever. Ke siddha rasta upar jo bhi hai, you keep your
Hmm.
mind focused in that perfect circle, bullseye. के yeah, Bhagwan mein self-realization, you
Hmm.
soul take the lead. Yeah.
Hmm. Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you
Yes.
understand my question?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I understand.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm. Ma'am, Rahu, it's yes, it's right that we always balance both things because we are in in our life, our every responsibilities, very responsibilities, many responsibilities.
Mm,
So with the help of these three planets, action, intellect, and courage, we can balance our these two desire and renunciation. And and I will give you one short solution.
okay.
When you do puja, worship for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes, for 5 minutes, every minute, at that time you connect with Ketu. You should connect with Ketu. And after that, when you do your puja and after that, you connect with your desires, your responsibilities. So when you connect with at 10 minutes per day, 5 minutes per day by day, one day when your responsibilities are over at that age, you you are in practice in renunciation.
Mm,
So whatever time you give your God, you connect with your God with your renunciation. At that time, it's your God and you. There's no one in your mind. So it depends on practice, ma'am.
okay. That makes it very interesting, actually, because when you look at it from a psychological point of view,
Mm-hmm.
um, your actions uh, to reach your goal in
Mm-hmm.
life or your purpose
Mm-hmm.
are very important, and your will power hack it. You know, you have to keep going.
Willpower
So,
and courage power, which gives you also courage. Because willpower gives you courage to
yeah,
fight with your enemies in your inner battlefield.
mm,
Because it's our inner battlefield. Every one person has this inner battlefield.
yeah, yeah. So this is where you're saying, like, your thoughts, your negativity gets in the
Hmm.
way, and
Hmm.
you have to,
Hmm.
yeah,
Practice.
practice it.
Man, because
Yeah,
there is no miracle in this world.
no, yeah, yeah.
If astrologers say you that there is miracle, I
Mm,
don't believe in that.
mm,
It's depend on your practice,
mm,
your emotions. When you practice daily, day by day, your
mm,
emotions get pure.
mm.
And
So,
one day,
sorry, I'm just saying. So, this is where you're saying the Vedic texts come into into the limelight here, isn't it? Because the Vedic texts, if you
hmm,
can recite, I don't know, mantras
hmm.
or
Yes, ma'am.
something,
Yes, yes. Hmm.
that's what you're saying, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Manu Jarishat. Okay. So sorry, I'm taking up a lot of the questions here, but is fasting in this to look after the man? Is that why we fast on the moon and the Ekadasi? Does that come into it?
Ma'am, fasting in Ekadashi is there is many reasons for it because biologically when we fasting, our body get relaxed. First thing
Yeah.
is that.
Mm.
Because when we fasting, our vital power in our body, it's rise.
Okay. Prana.
So so fasting is scientifically reason for our body,
Mm.
not about your any sufferings of life.
Mm.
It gives relaxation to your body. Because in our shastras there is one line, uh, mm, one- I I forget that line. Mm, the fasting is the best medicine in Ayurveda. Ayurveda says fasting is the best medicine.
It takes away the energies that digestion probably has to use to rectify a problem. Man,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's not channeling all the energy into
Mm-hmm.
to fighting or homeostasis. If you just fast, it
Mm-hmm.
your
Because my
digestive,
moon,
yeah.
when you see that when there is full moon day,
Mm,
energy level of moon is very high, and you see
mm,
in sea water.
mm,
So and our body is 80% water.
mm,
So this moon also influence our body,
mm.
Yeah.
Thank you,
influence our
Vinayak.
body and our man
Mm,
mostly.
yeah.
I suppose fasting is helping our organism inside us to get to its optimum level so that it functions better. Would we put it
Mm.
like that?
Ah, yes, ma'am.
Hi. Sorry, can I just add, like you mentioned, when we have Ekadashi, we have a period of full moon, water levels rise. We are governed by
Mm-hmm.
water. Like you said, it's
Mm-hmm.
80% of our body is water. And that
Mm-hmm.
determines the impact on our internal systems. So if you're
Yes,
on an
yes.
empty stomach, right, there's
Mm.
less effort on your body because your body is now reacting. So fasting is a great way to
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
heal your body. Yeah.
Mm. Fasting is the great. Ayurveda says fasting is the best medicine.
I do have a question about the celestial bodies, the planets, right, that we are governed by. So there is also a mode where we are not governed by the planets. To achieve that, you have to do mantra sadhana and so on. But how much effort goes into that? Do you have any inclination?
Sir, what? Sorry, sir. You are properly not audible.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Your voice is very down.
No, I'm driving at the moment. Sorry.
Uh,
So the
Okay.
question I have, I'll speak up. The
Last
question
line.
I
I
have,
last line I didn't get.
yeah. So we practice mantra sadhana
Yes, yes. We
to
practice mantra sadhana. Yes.
right to come out of this situation that we are governed by the celestial bodies.
Okay.
So you can achieve. There are certain mantras. I'm understanding that there are certain mantras that will have a positive effect
Yes.
to reduce any impact from the celestial bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Can
Yes,
you
sir.
shed some more light on that?
Yes, sir. Sir, there are many mantras. You can chant Gayatri mantra, which is part of Rig Veda. Every whatever mantra you like.
Is there any specific way, Vinayakji, to understand that which mantra to choose or anything what we like? So again, according to my astrology, my body, mind, or whatever you say, so you would suggest something which would better help me? I mean, again, for personalized mantra, or it could be any mantra which we connects with. So how do we choose mantra?
Like
Mantras.
Tanvantravaya?
I mean, there are mantras also for specific things. We should choose according to our horoscope, condition of our moon. We can choose our mantras.
Is there a
let me
guidance for it?
let me
Yes,
stop
sir.
the recording here. So anybody may like to have any questions, they can still ask freely. And also, if you would like any details to be shared, it can be done here.